we have a very young population. So in Southeast Asia, the average age is about 24, and that's the youngest really in the region. So if you couple that with an increased rate of consumption, then we also see that, you know, they will be fueling basically the economy moving forward. So I think there's really a lot of components and drivers there that continue to grow, which will make Philippines really have a bright future. So a big trend that we've been seeing now is really the rise of digital banking in the Philippines. So one interesting development was an entry or entries by multiple companies with all digital banks. And that all digital banking proposition is something we've never seen before in the country. The other emergence we've seen is also the rise of fintech players, particularly wallets and you know, payments and gateways as well. And so these two sort of types of entries we've seen puts a lot of pressure in Philippine banks today. It really makes us rethink what is our proposition to customers. How can we constantly update and keep fresh our products and services that we give basically to our banking customers. So I think the major thing they can really do is try to provide them with loans that they'll be able to offer their products and services so that they can grow and become successful businesses. Obviously, there are challenges in terms of how do you underwrite these small and medium enterprises because of perhaps a lack of data or the lack of stability in their business. But I think that's where really data comes in. And if you can have a successful scorecard that could actually manage this risk and learn sort of more about the nature of these businesses over time, you could actually come up with a model to sustainably be able to perform these lending services to these SMEs. And I think that will help them actually become successful as well. By providing them a means to be able to scale and provide services and goods to their customers, we're also helping them sort of uplift them from poverty and really have an impact in society. So I really think banks are always at risk of cyber attacks because of the nature of the data and information that they hold. So what really needs to be done is they should invest in a lot of this information security, whether it's technologies or sort of tools to be able to protect themselves from these cyber attacks. Apart from this, they also need to constantly update their information security programs. This includes awareness programs to employees or also investments that they do in terms of the human capital, who constantly update these policies. The problem is that technology in this area actually evolves quite quickly. And so banks also need to kind of keep step with the changes that's going on, especially with the security matters. So I do believe that banks need to constantly invest in this area. Although sometimes I have to admit it's a bit hard to quantify the investment because if you're trying to do a business case on it, it's like a negative event. You actually don't know what you are saving, but it is something that they need to take into account and actually have a different frame on it because it is protecting not only themselves but actually their customers.